I believe we are live, friend.
Hi everybody, I am back.
Just check the stream so I don't like lose frames or whatever.
I got it up. What's going on, everyone? This is Justin from TektopiaTV.
Yes, and I'm Josh from TektopiaTV because I'm super awesome and cool.
Messed up. There we go. That guy.
Yep. Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
All right.
So here we go. Our new format. We're going to try it out. Let us know how you like it. A little bit different setup than last time. Trying to suck out, seeing what works.
It's gonna blow.
What?
I don't know. I just figured it's gonna blow.
Yeah. Yeah, the stream's working on mine.
Is it?
Yeah.
Does it sound bad?
I'm not listening to myself.
You should listen to yourself.
The late broadcast latency is 8.7 seconds, which is pretty good. Well, we're trying out this new Twitch setting that reduces the latency. It can cause a little bit of buffering, though, just because there's not that delay between the video you broadcast, this guy broadcasts to you, so there's not that buffer time. So
yes.
Anyway, so we should be able to interact with chat a little bit faster. There won't be that weird 20-second delay. On my screen is saying 8 seconds, so about 10 seconds. It cuts it in half. So
okay, sorry, I'm just trying to spam everything so people know that we're live.
So I am just randomly talking.
Awesome.
So
that's cool.
But yeah,
it's good to know.
And unfortunately, I'm running on very little sleep, so I'm
gonna exit Steam so I don't keep getting the Steam shit coming up.
Oh yeah, Steam messages.
All right.
Trade for my sweet knife.
Yeah.
Oh, you can trade your op worm gods now, can't you? I should be able to. It's been over a week now.
No, it hasn't.
It has.
I can't change. I know I can't trade it until the 27th.
How long is it? Holy crap! I thought it was a week.
I thought it was the 27th. I don't know. I have to look. I don't really care right now. But anyway, all right. So
I bought the worm god and I haven't even used it.
Yeah. Welcome to the stream. A Week in Technology, episode 6, friend. We are on 6 episodes. Yes.
It's pretty good.
That is
not
pretty
too bad, and we've been sticking to the schedule pretty decently.
Yeah.
Which is good, even though my preparation has been very lackluster. And last week not being here at all because I broke my back because I'm an idiot. I decided to carry
how is that
thing up the stairs to my apartment, and I lifted it with my back, I guess, and then twisting around the stairs and stuff.
So how is it now, by the way? Because I haven't asked you.
It's not too bad. It's a little uncomfortable at times, but for the most part, it's all right.
You're not completely tweaked anymore?
Yeah, no. I mean, that was it. Friday, it was still there. Pain level of 1 or 2. Wasn't too bad, but now it's just occasionally uncomfortable. It's not hurting or anything anymore. But yeah, first couple days, oh my god, dude. Seriously, I couldn't stand or sit. Nothing. Just my back hurt. It was horrible. And then, what was it? I went to work. No, I stayed home one day. I can't even remember. I think I stayed home. Yeah, I stayed home one day. Or Tuesday, I guess. Not Monday. I was saying one day is number 1. But anyways. I'm rambling. But anyways. So I stayed home Monday. Or Tuesday. Went to work Wednesday. And then got halfway through work. And I was like, I went to go get more pain meds. Well, Tylenol. Because I was using ibuprofen or whatever. So I went to go get Tylenol. Because I read online you can do Tylenol and ibuprofen, but I like Tylenol and Aleve or whatever. Ibuprofen and Aleve. So anyways, I went to go get some Tylenol to help with the pain. And when I was driving to the store, I was started feeling stuff with my leg. And what I read online was, if you feel it anywhere outside of your back, then it's starting to mess with the nerves and it could be a slip disc or whatever. So I was like, screw it, I'll just go home and lay down for a couple days.
That was one joke, man.
Then I couldn't do the show, so I sat on my in bed with my laptop, trying to watch the show, but my laptop sucks and kept buffering.
Yeah, it was an interesting show, though. I think it went off pretty good.
Yeah, it was weird because it was perfect for 20 minutes, and then just every 2 seconds it started buffering then. But I mean, it's an old laptop anyways. It's only a dual core, I don't even know, piece of crap. So, and if I watch Source on 80 streams, it's like maxed CPU usage and only running at like 15 frames per second. So, I don't know. Who knows? But at the same time, I set up my second router that I had for a wireless, or what do you call it? It's a
access point?
I think of more of it as a bridge, but it was an access point or a repeater, I guess.
Yeah.
So I could run my PS3 that I use for Netflix, and like I was streaming Formula One races that I downloaded, Sky Broadcast, there. So to get a little bit higher bitrate, because the PS3 Wi-Fi controller sucks really bad.
Yes.
I was going to use some choice words there, but I decided against it. But yeah, it sucks really bad. So like I was only getting like 15 megabits per second with the PS3 Wi-Fi before it started cutting up the video using PS3 Media Server. So then when I switched
I haven't used that program in fucking forever.
I know, me too. Well, who has a PS3 anymore? It's all PS4 now.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's what sucks. I want to find like something I can stream to the Chromecast, but I don't know. I got to figure something out.
Plex.
Is it a free program? I thought I got to buy it.
No.
Oh, maybe I'll try that.
You can do a free one. I mean, obviously the paid one has some like super features or whatever, but like if I tried
to do just the Chrome, using the Chrome browser, opening the video in Chrome and broadcasting it that way, and the quality sucked, so I didn't want to do that. So anyways, but
wait, are you trying to watch it live?
No. But I was watching it, like I opened it. I was trying to find a cheap, free way to do it really quick, and
okay.
It didn't work. So you like get the address on your computer for the file, paste it in Chrome, and then hit the Chromecast button or the cast.
I've done that several times, and it worked pretty good. But it was on like a file that was actually on my computer. It wasn't like
that's what I'm saying. But just the quality wasn't very good.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of like washed out the colors, and it just wasn't good because it was I can't remember the file type that they're in. The downloads are. Let me look real quick. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Using PS3 Media Server and like VLC and stuff, it looked a million times better. And then when I tried to use the Chrome thing, the colors looked washed out and quality looked good. But anyways, so I hooked up my second Asus router as a repeater, I guess, so I can hook up the Wi-Fi or Ethernet cable to the PS3, and then so I was only getting 15 megabits per second through PS3 Wi-Fi, and then switching it to the PS3 Wi-Fi or the PS3 wired using the Asus thing that I set up. It could peak about 45 to. I got a peak of like 50, but about 45 before it started chopping up. So it basically tripled. Well, is it doubled? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's tripled.
Almost tripled.
3 times. Yeah. 3 times the original.
It's pretty good though. It's a huge difference.
Yeah.
When it comes to streaming stuff.
Indeed. Yeah. That's what
I remember those days of like whenever we were trying to stream like Prometheus and all that kind of stuff, and we were like freaking out because it was hitting like 50 megabits per second. We're like, oh my god, like going nuts.
There was that one that everyone complained about that. I can't remember what movie it was, but it was like, it doesn't matter what you have, it's always going to skip at this time. But
it was Prometheus.
Was it Prometheus?
It was like a time where he was like going up into like it was like all these lights and like visual things going on. I never had any issues either, but it jumped up to like 78 megabits per second or some weird shit.
I think it peaked. It was like 98.
Yeah, 98.
It was ridiculously high.
Yeah.
So you needed to have a wired PS3, and I did at the time.
So did I.
So But
via a 100-foot-long cable running across my living room floor.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I need to redo that.
Yeah, but I just did the PS3. I mean, not the PS3, the wireless bridge, and I think it's only wireless and nothing spectacular. No like 300 megabits.
Yeah. The AC.
When I logged into the router, I like hooked up to my main PC just to see like how fast it'd be. On the router, it said the uplink speed is 144 megabits, and when I did like a speed test through the internet on speedtest.net or whatever, I think I was getting 68 megabits per second, which is respectable. I mean,
that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, when I go through the modem or whatever, the hardwired switch or whatever, I get 170 through it. But
that's what pissed me off about that Roku, man. It was like it didn't matter what I did to it. It wouldn't. Well, of course, that was using Sling TV, which I would think would be working pretty good, considering that it's done by Dish Network, owns Sling TV. So I figured they would be doing a decent job. It's not like it's some crazy, crappy third-party junk. You know what I mean? So you would think that it would be okay. And it wasn't like even wired. It wouldn't even go over like 2 megabytes a second.
Oh, really? So it's just cheap hardware used, probably.
Like, what the fuck? It's like, I spent $100 on this thing, and the video quality is worse than my Chromecast is.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one thing I was having issues with as well, was because I use my PS3 for Netflix. It's just easier to use, instead of using the Chromecast with your phone and stuff. That way, my dad can use it easy and stuff like that.
That makes it a little easiar. But for me,
because then you actually have
Chromecast is simple.
His phone's so old, so he can't really.
What has he got?
Chromecast. Still that LG G2X. No, G2.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's the first dual-core phone with 512 megs of RAM.
That does.
It's really old.
The RAM is what kills it.
Yeah, it's so old.
The CPU isn't too bad, but the RAM.
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyways, like when I was watching House of Cards, which I need to finish. But anyways, when I was watching House of Cards, it kept dropping quality and stuff. So I'm thinking maybe it'll help that a little bit, because the PS3 Wi-Fi just sucked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. PS3 Wi-Fi was horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, I swear that was like the one thing that they freaking skimped out on. Because other than that, it was actually a really good console. I mean, it really was.
Yeah. I mean, I just use it mainly as a media center. Then,
but like,
I think I bought
still to this day. I mean, still to this day, it is rated the best Blu-ray player you can buy.
Oh yeah.
Still to this day, it's like, what?
Yeah,
You'd think that somebody would have done it though. You would think somebody would have outdone it, but they say that it has one of the best lasers in it. It has a faster seek time than any player that's on the market now. Still,
they just used a lot of high quality hardware in it because they were building for longevity. Or most DVD players, they're building it for making money. So it's like Sony, when they did it, they were losing money on the PS3s. Every PS3 they sold, they had such high quality hardware. Plus, just the hardware was so new then as well. But
what is it, what do they call those, APUs or whatever that was in it?
I don't even know.
Was the latest and greatest thing, so it was super expensive.
Processors,
I
remember they did the cell technology and all this other stuff. I don't know. I don't remember.
CPU and GPUs all rolled into one chip. All right, so could you imagine doing all that in virtual reality? No, I'm just kidding. It's like the worst segue ever. How about the segue king like you are?
And I probably won't come up with anything today.
All right. So anyway, so the Oculus Rift.
Or speaking of specs, I guess you should have said.
Yeah, speaking of specs.
Spec segue.
A spec segue. So yeah, apparently to get the full Rift experience, they say that they recommend a minimum of a GTX 970 or an AMD 290 or better. An Intel i5 4590, which I've never even freaking heard of.
Just basically an i5.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the bottom line i5s.
Yeah, a Haswell i5 and above is what they recommend.
the latest generation.
Yeah.
They're not going to quote some old piece of crap.
Right. 8 gigs of RAM or more, but 8 gigs is the minimum. And
it's pretty well for newer gaming systems. 8 gigs is pretty much the standard.
Yeah, so it seems like 16 gigs is more mainstream now. So I need to upgrade mine to 32 gigs.
Standard is in like you have. Oh, the minimum you have is 8 gigs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like 8 gigs is like almost every system that is new that you can go buy in the store has like 8 gigs of RAM now. Seems like it's like the standard, like you said.
Exactly.
So it's like 16 gigs is what I was saying. It's like the mainstream shit. It's like everybody like has 16 gigs now because it's a little bit better than mainstream. So you know, like 4 gigs was the mainstream. We had 8. Now we have 16.
There's really
and 16 is the mainstream.
Like, because I was thinking, when I upgraded to 16 gigs of RAM, I'd see a huge difference. Or not just a huge difference. Just, I do a lot of multitasking. I haven't done too much streaming since I got the 16 gigs. But, I've kind of been looking at my RAM usage and stuff, and it really, I thought it'd go over 8 a lot more, but that's only because, well, I guess it's a segue in another one, but Chrome is such a memory hog.
Yeah.
But
it is a segue.
That's the only reason I think it's gone up so much, or my memory usage is so high, because I'm doing. I got OBS open, streaming. Usually, maybe a stream open sometime, or at least my own stream. I'm kind of watching that, so you get the Flash player and all that stuff in the Chrome browser, and all that other stuff. Plus, then the game and Chrome, of course. But but still, even with GTA 5, which I assumed would like max it out, it's only like sitting at like 6.5 gigs of RAM usage. So I think
even whenever I was like editing my video, like my last video, I had it set to where it's only 1080p footage, 60 frames per second, so it's not like crazy RAM hog. But I think I had like 6 or 7 I think it was like 6 or 7 tabs open on Chrome. One was playing music, I think, and I had all the typical crap that was open, that's always in the background, like different MSI and all that kind of crap just randomly in the background, and also all the video editing stuff that I had open and all the different videos and photos that I was using for that video, and I think I was at like 7.9 gigabytes of RAM out of 16.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, did you ever go in and change your page file size?
No.
You should do that, because it'll free up some SSD space, and then because you have 16 gigs of RAM, you don't really need to store it. You can just run it all in the memory. Like, I changed mine because it does it the same size as your memory. So, it might be more if you have less, but when I had 8, it was 8. When I have 16 now, it was 16 gigs. So it stores that on the hard drive. So I turned mine down to 4 gigs.
All right, yeah, I'll have to do that.
So
I know you always mention it, but I never do.
Yeah.
So anyway, it says compatible HDMI.
12 gigs of RAM.
Yeah.
12 gigs of hard drive space, which is for an SSD is valuable. Especially when our early adopters were 128s were the mainstream.
Well, now you can get mine's only 120. I lost out on that 8.
Well, whatever. Mine's a 122.
Yeah.
But you can get SSDs so cheap now.
I know, dude. It makes me want to buy one so bad. But compatible HDMI 1.3 video output, 2 USB 3.0 ports is
which
needed.
Is weird. Why would you need 2 USB?
I don't know. I think it's something to do with the tracking.
Oh,
the head tracking, maybe for X and Y access, it needs 2 separate USBs. I haven't read that much about it because I probably won't own one. And Windows 7 Service Pack 1. Well, if they release it and it's like $250, $300, then I might play around with the idea of doing it, because it'd be nice to have and maybe do a video on it and just dick around with. Yeah. And could you imagine driving around in GTA 5 with that? It'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like if you could be driving though, this is the way I look at it. If I could be driving down the road in GTA 5, right, and I just turn my head in real life and I can look out of the passenger side window or the driver's side window or whatever, and then keep driving, that would be badass.
Oh yeah, especially
that would make me buy it.
The race car chair.
Yes, that would make me buy it.
Project Cars,
because you could be hauling ass, racing down the thing, and you just look over and see like your opponents, and you're like, oh man, and just that would be cool.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't want to be playing like Minecraft or like Counter-Strike with it. Would be freaking weird.
Yeah, it'd be too cumbersome.
Because you wouldn't be able to look this way, would you?
Yeah,
in Counter-Strike.
That's what I think. I mean, you'd be using this, but I mean, you get the surround.
So it's basically just taking my screen and putting it in my face.
FPSs that I'd see using it is slow-paced games like Skyrim or something like that.
Yeah.
Those types of games where
games.
you're immersed in the
in the
environment,
world.
Stuff like that. It'd be great.
Like Fallout and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that'd be a great experience.
Or maybe
but
even...
they requires quite a bit of hardware, like the GTX 7 or 970, which
I'm sure is probably like medium settings.
Yeah, but it makes sense if you think about it, because you have a high resolution display right in your face. You want to look good. Which before the stream I was doing, I was like, all right, take your phone, which a pretty good pixel density on these phones, like mine, old Galaxy S3, old piece of crap. So it's a 720p. But anyways, I was like, well, how close can you get to your face before it comes out of focus with your eyes or whatever? Just because I'm trying to think of, well, my phone pixel density is pretty good, but
yeah, it's horrible.
I can only get about
I can get to
say
about
6 inches before your face before you can get it comes out of focus. So that means it requires special lenses to bring it into focus to bring the close to your face.
I think there's like a weird curved lens.
Yeah, so that means that it's kind of amplifying it, I'm sure, as well. So you can see the pixel density. So it needs a high pixel density display so it looks good. So you have to drive a lot of pixels. So that's why you need the high end specs on the Oculus. Because you don't want, like the old school. The only thing I can think of, like the old school 3D stuff that you use was all like that. Remember that old school Tink games where it was all like lines, but it's 3D or whatever.
It's like VR.
Yeah. So unless you want something like that, you want it really good looking.
What do they call it?
You have to have high resolution.
It's like wireframe or something. It was like all wireframe with just like a smooth texture on it. It wasn't even like rocky texture.
Well, some of them didn't even have texture. It was just
that's what I'm saying. It was just like it was all wireframe, and if they did have a texture, it was just like a solid color.
Yeah. Over
top of it.
So if you want something like that.
But it would be really crazy though.
What's that?
Is if you could, is whenever like you have like people starting to mod the Oculus Rift, to like where I don't know where you could do different things with it. Like I know they had mentioned something about that virtual reality porn. So they were talking about it on Reddit, and I guess the CEO and the founder and creator or whatever of the Oculus Rift or whatever said that he wasn't going to stop people from doing that. Like he was going to allow it. Like he wasn't going to like try to prevent people from doing virtual reality porn, I guess.
Oh, I'm not shaking my head to that, but I just noticed on your OBS screen.
What?
You got peasant FPS.
Yeah, I know, because there's no point.
Yeah, I know, but it's just you need to have an ultra smooth 60 FPS.
But our cameras don't do 60 FPS.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it won't matter. That's why I changed it, because it uses up less bandwidth for.
Well, technically it's the same bandwidth, but.
Well, same bandwidth, yes.
Higher quality.
Higher, yeah. So anyway, the next one, we don't really have a segue because I don't really care at the moment.
Well, gaming in like GTA 5 would be awesome. Oh, GTA 5.
Oh, GTA 5 mods. Angry Planes and No Clip contain malware, apparently. So they've already, PC Gamer has already went back to their original articles where they had posted these things telling everybody, oh my god, hurry up and download it and all this other kind of stuff. They had already went back and updated those old articles to remove the links.
Yeah.
So apparently it had some kind of keylogger in it, built into it or whatever. And they said that if you are using the Angry Planes or the No Clip mods, then you should remove them immediately and do a virus scan, malware bites, whatever, and look for a malware called fade.exe and remove it quickly.
Yes.
Because it can really...
Keyloggers are bad. Yes. Definitely change all your passwords. Might as well. And just go through and change them all.
I guess somebody had already claimed that their Steam account had been hijacked because the keylogger tracked his password and username and all that kind of crap. So, it's a problem.
Not good.
So definitely, if you have these mods or whatever, that's the reason why I kind of always stayed away from mods. Like certain mods I'm okay with, but like still to this day I have never modified Skyrim, and that's like one of the biggest games to mod.
Yeah, I want to modify it and go back and play it just because graphically it looks so much better. But then it's like,
it's so tedious.
It's a pain in the ass. Like it was kind of nice when
mods or whatever they call it.
Yeah, when Steam was starting to do mods, I was thinking, oh well, maybe I could do get all the mods, but then they're all paid and do all this other crap, and that kind of fell apart because they took away the modding. I think. Yeah. I know they took away the paid mods.
Yeah, they took away I think there's still mods, but it's just like it's still a pain in the ass. Like if there was a way to where I can just say, "Oh, I want this," crazy.
Then it introduces like stability issues and stuff like that. Even just stupid stuff like, we haven't played Minecraft in a long time, but you're on Reddit or whatever, browsing board or whatever, and you look and see a Minecraft mod that changes it. It looks really good. It's like, maybe I should try that. But I remember even doing some of the just texture packs,
like 128 bits or whatever.
Yeah,
256
just doing
texture
that
packs would just
cause some stability issues sometime.
Yeah.
So it's like, you hear about it. It's like, oh, you do all these mods and then you have stability issues and stuff. It's like, I just want to play the game and enjoy it. If it looks, I think already it looks pretty good. If it looks better, great, but I don't know.
Yeah. So
there are some mods that I would like to do, just to play around with and have some fun, but it gets doing the modding is almost tedious at times.
It is, man. Like I was trying to do it I was going to do it for Skyrim one day. I think I was at work on my lunch break or whatever, and I was looking at, this is back like a long time ago, like back whenever, Skyrim mods first started coming about and everybody was making a big deal about them. I was like, man, that looks really freaking good. I was like, the crazy water and the EBRs and all that kind of crap or whatever. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to do this. And then I started reading on how to do it, and I was like,
it's like there's like 50 steps.
7 freaking hours worth of work just to get better grasp.
I just want an easy thing like Steam, click install, done.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If I could go to the modding community on Steam and just say install, and it just attached it to my game and put the files where they needed to be, and I would do it all day long.
Awesome, yeah.
Or
even like a nice installer, because I know they have that Nexus mod or whatever it is. But even that's it's difficult to use, especially those early things where it was like, oh, you have to do this and this and this to get it to look good. Like I can't even remember what they were. Like their shader changes or something. The EBNs or EB whatever.
EBNs, I think they were.
Yeah. But anyway, those things, they're like 5 steps to get them to work. So it wasn't like, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard, but it was just
more work than I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. Even for a game. It's like gaming, I just want it to be leisurely, and I just want to do it and just have fun with it because I just had like a really shitty day at work. Yeah. I don't want to come home and work on my computer to try to make a game look
just play a game.
Better, just to play. It'd be cool.
Crash, and then this,
and then you get shit then it's this.
The instructions are for people who know what they're doing mostly, and oh yeah, just do this and this and this. Modify this and this. And you're like, well, I don't know what this is, so I got to research what this is. Yep. And then then you're researching this, and it's like, oh.
So
okay.
so their 3 or 4 hour freaking list of steps turns into like a 7-8 hour.
Yeah, and some of them, I remember some of them, you needed like 4 mods just to get this mod to work, and then this mod needed to like just to do the EBN or whatever, you needed like 10 or like 15 things.
That's that's what the people were complaining about with the paid mods, because they said that if the one modder decided that he wanted to make his a paid mod to make money off of it, then it would become a paid mod, and if you already had that mod, it would be removed somehow. I don't know. So if you already had the mod installed, it wouldn't work anymore, I guess. And then I don't know how they would make that happen, but the mod you wouldn't be able to use the mod anymore, I guess. And that one mod had like 5 or 6 other mods piggybacked on it. So like that one mod being removed or unable to be working or whatever, that would crash all the other mods, and then it would just screw up all your files. So that's why everybody was like, this is bullshit, and they were freaking out about it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's crazy. But the next one I actually just read about today, and I thought it was pretty badass, because I saw this. I haven't been shopping for freaking a TV in like 7 years.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, apparently LG unveils a Wallpaper OLED panel.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, this thing is like 0.97 millimeters thick and weighs 1.9 kilograms. And you literally just put like a magnetic mat on your wall, and it just you just stick it to your wall.
Realistically, that's pretty heavy if you think about it. For 1 millimeter thick, 55-inch TV. I mean, it's big, but think about.
I don't know, what is 1.9 kilograms in pounds, because I'm American.
It's 2.2 pounds per kilogram, I think. So it'd be
4 pounds. I mean, that's like
almost.
I mean, think about how much.
6 pounds. But I'm just saying, like for 1 millimeter thick, you think 1
I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like not that heavy.
Putting up wallpaper. I mean, it is Wallpaper OLED, but I'm like, I'm trying to think of.
Think about hanging a picture though. Like a 55-inch
thicker.
Well, yeah, and it does have a frame.
It has the glass and stuff.
But this has glass on it, or some kind of
wrapping paper. That's what I was thinking of. The roll of wrapping paper. You put up a wrapping paper and cut it 55 inches, and then that weighs 1 kilogram. It's pretty heavy if you think about it, but it's less than 1 millimeter thick. But anyways, I'm just saying 1 millimeter thick.
Yeah, but there's a lot more technology in this than wallpaper or wrapping paper. That? So there's more technology and crap built into this than there is in wrapping paper.
I'm just saying. But yeah, you think about it, it's like putting up wrapping paper, and it's.
I mean, it's 2 pounds. You just stick it on your freaking wall. That's insane. What I want to know though is, can it be rolled up?
I assume so. I mean,
can it
have the curve of? I mean, curved or OLED displays where you can bend.
Well, yeah, but that's like a nice gradual curve. They're not like rolling.
I'm sure if you roll it, it can't be. It probably can't.
Well, yeah, you can't really like roll tight like a freaking poster. I mean, I'm not saying like that, but I mean, could you imagine just being like, oh man, there's a fucking dope ass game on tonight or whatever. Okay, I'll bring my TV. You just roll it up like a freaking floor mat and put.
I bet you can't do it.
Probably
you can't roll it. Just because the circuitry and stuff
like I mean, I'm sure it could probably bend a little bit and curve some, but I mean, it would have to be able to peel it off the wall like she's doing. But anyway, I guess it's easily stuck to the wall with a magnet mat, and easily removed, and you can place it anywhere. So you can just move it anywhere in your house if you wanted to. And it's thinner than their already insanely thin panel, which is 4.3 millimeters thick already, is the panel that they have out now. I guess they're saying that they should be able to supply them by July-August timeframe, so they're looking for a third quarter push. And this is what the actual CEO said. He said, it has taken a year and a half for us to raise the yield to this level for OLEDs. And to get to that exact yield for LCDs, it took them 10 years.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's crazy how fast these things took off. But man, yeah, I was in Best Buy whenever I bought the Roku. I was just wandering around in like the TV department or whatever. Holy shit, my TV is crappy.
I know, dude.
Like I look at my TV and I'm like, oh, it's like I'm actually pretty surprised at how clear it is. And then I go look at new TVs that are out now, and I'm like, oh my god, my TV looks like a freaking old like.
Yeah, especially the high hertz ones and all of this stuff. It's like,
oh my god, it looks phenomenal. So I don't know. I probably shouldn't have walking back there.
And stuff.
But they have the what is it? The Sharp Aquos. I don't remember the freaking model number, but they have the 80-inch TVs that they put in all the conference rooms in the new building at work. And so we got one in our conference room now. It's like right down the hall for me. This fucking thing's 80 inches, dude. Like you have no idea how big. Well, you have an idea how big 80 inches is, obviously, but like you have no idea how big an 80-inch TV is until you're freaking looking at this thing. You're like, holy hell! And
it's practically two of your TVs.
Yeah, holy shit, dude, it's crazy. And so I'm sitting there looking at this thing.
Wouldn't that be 4? This isn't diagonal, so it'd be.
Yeah, 4. Pretty much. This thing is gigantic, dude. It is absolutely gigantic, and it is crystal clear too. Like we had Windows up because they have like that Airstream where you can like wirelessly cast your desktop for your laptop or whatever, like the desktop, onto the TV from inside the conference room, and we were playing around with it, and it is so crisp. Like looking at Word documents and stuff, it's like holy shit! It's like you could use this thing to work on from like the very back seat of the conference room.
Yeah.
And I looked it up because I was looking up the model number, trying to see the I/O panel in the back, because they have it like mounted right up against the wall, so you can't see anything. And I was reaching back there trying to feel to see where the Ethernet port was, and I couldn't find it. So I wanted to see a picture of the I/O panel. And so I looked it up, and like the 60-inch version of that TV is only like $770.
Yeah, dude, they're so cheap now.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, for high quality TV, like though. Even like a smart TV, it's like for like a 50, 60 inch. It's now. It's less than $1,000.
I paid like $1,400 for my TV 7 years ago.
Yeah,
that's a dumb TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's like ridiculous, so sad. Man. Technology, man, it moves so fast, so fast.
Yeah. So. But it would be nice though if like you said, you can move your TV. Like once they get like wireless receivers, like that's one thing I need. I'm curious about. You know that the wireless receivers for cable and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's all like Wi-Fi or something. Anyways, but if you could have that like built into the TV, you could be like, okay, I'm going to bed. Take down your 50-inch OLED TV and then go put it in your bedroom.
And that's what I'm saying, dude. How badass is that? My only question though is, where's all the hi pops?
Your sandwich.
Hi pops.
So yeah.
But my question is though is like, where's all the inputs go? Like, where's the HDMI? Because an HDMI port is way bigger than a millimeter.
It probably has like a control box with like wires running and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's just a display. It's a concept model. They're not actually going to have a 1 millimeter thick TV.
I don't know, man.
I mean, maybe.
It's pretty crazy. That'd be pretty awesome. I have to admit, I think it'd be so badass. Like you're saying, just like slap it up on the wall, and then later on you come back and just take it off and take it into your room and slap it on the wall. But yeah, that's the thing, though. It's like you would have to have all those wires. But
soon.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you already posted this one in there. Thanks for all right. So I was looking at my my RAM usage, just to see how much it was using with all the tabs I have open and everything going on. It's only like 3.8 gigabytes right now, so
that's pretty high considering it's just what OBS, Skype, and
OBS,
Twitch.
Skype, and Skype, Twitch, and
Chrome.
And Chrome, yeah. But like 7-8 tabs in Chrome altogether, 9 tabs.
If you think about it, programs are really bloated.
Yeah. So,
because we used to have like. I'm trying to think of my first computer, Pentium 90 with 4 megs of RAM. Megabytes of RAM, I think, or 8 megabytes of RAM.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous, dude. Like, just how stuff changes.
Well, see, that's the problem I have with like all of this technology that's going on now. It's like it seems like developers are like, oh, well, everybody has like 8 gigs of RAM now, so why the fuck do we need to sit there and spend the extra time to actually make it efficient? Just fucking make it work. As long as it runs, then we're good. Mm-hmm. It just seems like they're getting lazy because they know that they have such a huge buffer to work with. Like video games, like the amount of VRAM or whatever that it takes up for textures,
not even just
like in Far Cry.
I'm just thinking.
But I'm just thinking of VRAM. Like
the first GTA, I fitted on because I took it over to my friend's house or whatever. Yeah. I think I fitted on 11 floppy disks, or 11 or 12 floppy disks, the hard floppy disks, the 3.5-inch floppy disks. Yeah. That program had to have been 30 mega, or not even that much. What was it? 1.44 megs?
Or 44, 1.44 megs.
So
it was like maybe 16 or 17 megs.
15, to say 15 megabytes for the program. For the whole game was 15 megabytes. I mean, I think that was compressed. But still. And then GTA 5 is like 60 gigabytes. I mean, that is, just...
I know.
Mind-blowing, the difference. And, like, I think about it. I mean, I know it's nostalgia. You get the nostalgia blinders on, I guess. But I don't remember. I thought the game was awesome back in the day. Like, the graphics and everything, the way it played out. All that. I mean,
same thing with GoldenEye 64. I mean, obviously that was better than the original GTA.
Yeah,
but still, it's like
you think about all these like little things. I mean, I guess it makes a big difference, but I mean, it was just like color text. They didn't have any textures really because it was all just pixel colors and stuff like that. And the textures and the sound files and everything take up a lot of space. But I mean, it's just how bloated everything's gotten. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but that was the thing about that I didn't get with a lot of games actually is like when you start messing with like medium textures to high textures to very high to ultra textures, there's not a huge difference between them at all, but like the amount of VRAM that it uses is absolutely retarded. Like the difference in the usage is so big, but there's such a very small noticeable difference.
Yeah.
Like especially Far Cry, like Far Cry 4, it took us forever to even see anything different. There might be like an extra root in the texture on the ground, and it's like a gig of VRAM for that. I don't know. It just seems lazy.
It's like each texture file is bigger. So if you have 500 textures in the
leaves,
in a single image,
the bark, the ground,
each one's
the truck, the tire, the rim,
bigger, it adds up.
Yeah.
So I think that's how it is. I mean, there's so much more, individual not grass blades, but say you have like 5 or 10 different types of blades.
That's the thing, though. How much
you have all those textures, and then all the ground texture, and then this tree texture, this bark texture. I mean,
like how much VRAM though did the original Crysis use? Like on ultra settings.
I think 512 meg cards were about average, or was the mainstream back then.
And that shit still looks pretty good today.
That's the thing, though. I mean, if you look at it, it's what am I thinking of?
Don't know.
Man, diminishing returns. Yeah, diminishing returns on texture sizes. Yeah, things start looking better, but they don't look drastically different. I mean, better-wise. Because if you think about like the consoles and stuff, they're all used. I mean, they were highly compressed textures, so that helped out. But I mean, the last gen consoles, the PS3s, the Xbox 360s, they only had 256 megs of RAM, VRAM, I think.
Something like that.
And those games look pretty damn good.
That's what I'm saying. So why are we using up freaking 4 and 6 gigabytes now?
I mean, it's the same thing.
If just 4 years ago it was 256.
A DVD looks pretty good, but a Blu-ray looks a lot better. But what's the size difference of a Blu-ray? It's 10 times the size. I mean, and is the quality 10 times better? No. It's just that you get in that diminishing returns.
But I mean, seriously though, you go from Crysis 1 on Ultra to Far Cry 4 on Ultra, there is not a 4.5 gigabyte difference in quality as far as textures go. That's what I'm saying.
There's diminishing returns.
But it just seems like it's because they're lazy. It has nothing to do
partially, yeah, because
it has nothing to do with they're so much better.
The Xbox, when they program for those things, all games are pretty much programmed for consoles now.
Oh yeah.
So that's why like 4 gigs of VRAM now is the main staple or the norm now for all the newer games, because all the newer consoles have about 4 gigs of VRAM that you were saying. But it's just, I mean, they'll program, press textures, and do it like optimize it for consoles which have that much VRAM, and then the rest I don't care about. It's like, oh, you want high resolution textures for your Titan X that has 12 gigs of VRAM? Here you go. But we're not going to put extra time in them because, that's 10% of our business, so who cares?
It just seems like
10% PC, or just say, 30% PC sales, and then 5% of those PC sales are actually going to use this super high quality. So they're not going to put a whole bunch of man hours for that.
It probably isn't even 5%. It's more like 1.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to put a whole bunch of man hours in that. It's not worth it for them. I mean, that's the thing. Like back in the day, like
if they put the man hours into it, medium could look like ultra.
Well, it does,
but it doesn't.
Well, I mean, medium now. Like
that's
you
what
look
I'm saying.
at GTA 5 medium. That looks like ultra games back in the day.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they're really good. I mean, realistically,
Rockstar did a good job.
Yeah,
Rockstar did a good job.
GTA 5 medium settings, and then some of the lifelike stuff. But I mean, you go back to play like Crysis 1 or whatever. Ultra. I mean, if you physically look at the textures are absolutely, and probably medium settings in GTA 5 are way better than ultra settings and texture qualities and everything like that. And what's it called?
Yeah.
I mean, what's it? Sorry, brain farts because I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. But the polygon counts and like the modeling and stuff like that, the grass and everything was really good in Crysis. So it adds a lot of depth to the game. But if you look at like physically go up to the textures and look at them, they're horrible. You can tell it only has 512 megs of VRAM because the textures are crap.
Well, yeah, but at the same time though, like if you compare that for 512 megabytes of VRAM compared to what we're getting now, it doesn't seem like it would be a 3.5 or whatever gigabyte difference in VRAM. You would think that, like, I could see going from 512 megabytes of VRAM to maybe 2 now would be like,
well, you have to think
would look like it would be about right. But going from 512 megabytes of VRAM with Crysis 1 to 4 or 5 on, say, or 6, actually like 6.5, I think Ultra can use on Shadow of Mordor, it just doesn't look that drastic to be 6 gigabytes more.
It's diminishing returns, like I keep saying. Like, think about, back in the day, your cell phone pictures, there were half megabytes or whatever, or let's just say 1 megapixel. So just say
there's a way bigger difference in the camera quality though, compared to texture quality, in my opinion.
Compare. Like your old cell phone takes 128K,
and it looks like shit.
It looks like shit. Then you get 1 megapixel, and it looks pretty good. Then you get 6 megapixels, and it looks really good. And then like 20 megapixel, it's not that much difference. Yeah, that's a lot have to do with like the quality of the lens and all that other crap for minor stuff. But that's when you blow stuff up really big. But that's the thing, is there's that diminishing returns once, like where we're at now. Oh, it looks fine, we're displaying these huge textures on little pieces on only like 1080p screens. If we had ginormous screens, we might see a difference a bit more.
Maybe.
But when I don't know. That's the only thing I could see it.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. It really does seem like the developers are just getting extremely lazy because they know they can be.
I think that's partially, but I really think it's You don't think about
I get the whole joke, haha, PC Master Race, oh, PC looks like a million times better than console, but does it really? Like, does it really? I mean, like, when you think about it. Like, if you look at a PC or the PS4 or Xbox One, let's go PS4, because I know the PS4 Far Cry 4 looks better than the Xbox One did. But let's go PS4 Far Cry 4. If you looked at that and you played it for, let's say, 30, 45 minutes to maybe an hour, and you just played it, like, open mind, you weren't like, oh, this is shit because it's a console.
Well, that's the difference.
And you watch it. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Like,
you're saying play it. When you're playing it, you don't really notice the difference that much. If you're sitting there looking at a graphic, you can start noticing the difference.
That's what I'm saying.
When you're playing it, you don't really notice it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, but it doesn't really look crazy different. Like, I mean, you don't start playing it and go, oh my god, this is absolutely shit. Like, at least I don't. I mean, I'm obviously into graphics. I'm into high resolutions and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I don't look at a console game and say, like, in playing it and say, this absolutely looks like something from, like, the 90s. And it's something that's out right now. But then you have the PC game or the PC version of it or whatever. And yeah, it looks better. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, it looks better, and it'll probably be in 60 FPS, whereas the console version wasn't. But is it really that big of a difference to where we have to use up way more VRAM than what the console's using, or programmed, or coded for? That's kind of where it's like you're saying. I guess it's like what you're saying. It's like, they'll code it to work on consoles because that's where it takes the most effort. Because they have to make it look good, right? Best bang for the buck. They want it to look good, but they're limited on the hardware. Small, but work on weaker hardware. But then on the PC, they know that the people that are going to actually be pushing Ultra are probably going to have some pretty badass rigs, so they don't care. They're like, here you go.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not going to spend the time on this.
The dollar return for the amount of time they put into it isn't a lot, so they're not going to spend a lot of time on it. I was trying to find the meme or whatever that I saw a long time ago, but it's like has a picture of GTA 5, and it's like, oh, look at this pixelated garbage, horrible graphics, blah blah blah. Then it has a picture of old GoldenEye or whatever, and it's like, wow, it's so realistic, and it's like, a 2 polygon face or kind of thing. Their faces are like diamonds and it's just, I mean, our standards have gotten so high now. It's like, that's what I mean. Like, you start increasing the texture quality of each individual item, and there's so many items on the screen. That's why the VRAM just skyrockets. And it's not. I don't think that they're lazy. Yeah, they're maybe not be compressing the textures properly. They can compress them more and stuff. But then even that starts taking more graphics power to run it and stuff like that.
Even like the difference between, GTA 5 and Skyrim. GTA 5, obviously it will look better, and it does look better than Skyrim.
Play Skyrim again and go, even with the high resolution texture pack, and just go look at some of the textures. Like, walk up to them and look at them.
See, and that's the problem I always have with stuff like this. It's like
they look fine.
I can't stand whenever people do that, though. That's the group of the PC master race that I absolutely hate. Like, they walk up to a freaking wall and stare at it with their nose right to the wall and say, these textures suck dick, this is a shit game. Are you really going to be doing that when you're playing, though? I mean, what the fuck, people?
Yeah. When you're playing...
Just play the goddamn game, you wouldn't even notice that.
Might notice it a little bit.
Like, people are like, oh, look at those leaves, those textures on those trees look like shit. I'm running around fucking killing people. I'm not looking at the fucking tree. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I agree completely, but it's just...
When I'm driving in a car and when I'm getting shot at and when I'm skinning freaking animals, I'm not looking at what the bark looks like on the tree. Yeah, I might look at it and say, oh, that looks like pretty good bark. I don't go right up to it and say, oh, they just did a horrible job on this game because look at that bark.
Trying to think.
The depth on that bark is horrible. To be quite honest with you.
It's a bad example, but just say, I'm trying to think of like an early CGI movie.
Star Wars.
No, Star Wars was a lot of like miniatures and stuff like that. They didn't have a lot of CGI.
Not the redone ones.
Yeah, well, the
redone ones had CGI.
I'm thinking like a mid-90s. But anyways, just like I don't know, the early 90s movies.
Oh, what's a good one? Oh,
just think of the crappy CGI in those movies.
Most of those movies were clay animation, though.
Well, anyways, I'm just saying the crappy.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, though.
It looks bad, and then you compare it to even like Avatar or some of the newer movies, and like it's a lot higher quality, and it makes a better user experience. Yeah, it's not super noticeable, like when you're in the mix of it, but
yeah, I just don't knock on a game for that. That's all I'm saying.
No, yeah, I agree completely. But
there's too many PC guys that are like they're hell bent on that shit.
To be honest, the stupid PC Master Race thing is a big circle jerk.
Oh well, yeah, I know that. I read it. I read it just to get laughs because I do know that PC.
I mean, it's nice to go read.
But yeah,
I like
that's what
seeing
I'm saying.
I don't like that.
I don't like.
I mean, comparing to the consoles and stuff. I mean, console graphics look great. I think. I mean,
for the hardware they have, they look good.
Yeah, if you even think about like Battlefield 4 and stuff, running that on Xbox 360, PS3 grade hardware, they do an amazing job on that stuff. The consoles, like, it's an amazing job.
But think of what they could do if they put that much effort into a PC version.
Well, I mean, you can already see some of that. Like, it's mainly just tech demos, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not like using it in like actual games. Well,
it's because it's not profitable.
CD Projekt Red said that they originally designed The Witcher 3 solely on the PC first, and I still don't believe that.
No, they did.
It doesn't look that great compared to what it did at E3.
For the first I'd say month of developing, they're like, oh, never mind, let's do this. We'll make more money doing this
because they'll get
a lot less man hours. Blah blah blah.
A lot less man hours. They'll get a lot more money from a console version than they will from the PC.
But that's the thing. Like the early games, early game developers and stuff, their heart and soul were in the games. It was like people are passionate about it. We're doing it now. A lot of it's corporate America, so it's all based on the money you make.
Yep.
That's the problem when.
But that's the thing, though. It's like even if they were really, really passionate about it, they would still make money. Think about it. Like
it's different.
PC gaming is already surpassing console gaming in sale thing. So
it's PC, not that.
But if PC gaming is outdoing it,
people making money.
Well, fuck the shareholders.
It doesn't. You can't do that.
But why are the shareholders not diving more into PC gaming when PC gaming is making more money than console gaming?
Well, they are. They want to make money. That's the thing.
Okay, so make a great game and more people will buy it.
But why don't you just make a good game and everyone will buy it? I mean, what I'm saying is like, okay.
But it's not that hard. It's not. I mean, it's if they can make a game as big and as crazy as Battlefield 4 run on such shit hardware as the PS3 and Xbox 360. Why can't you do that and make your system requirements that much lower and get that much better shit out of a PC? I mean, it makes no sense. It would be a lot harder. Well, I'm just saying, it seems to me like it would be a lot harder to make a Battlefield 4 run on a console than it would be to make it run even better on a PC. The PC has so much more hardware power to work with, but they make it for console first and just port it over and it runs like shit or just looks the same.
I mean, it runs fine.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, I don't know. I guess I just figured that if they spent more time on the PC version, then it would be that much better, but they don't.
I don't think it'd be that much better, though, to be honest. I really don't think it'd be that much better.
No.
I mean, yeah, you might get, 10% better performance.
But, like, that's what I'm saying, though. If they're porting it over from...
10% better performance worth $20 million in profit for your shareholders? Hell no.
Why wouldn't
they won't want that?
It's $20 million in profit.
No, I'm saying it's $20 million in loss of profit. You're going to spend $20 million getting that 10% extra performance. You're losing $20 million in profit to make the product that much better. It's not going to generate extra sales. You're losing money. That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if like Ubisoft would have spent the time and made a better game, it would have helped them in the long run.
Well, think about this. Okay, you got City. Well, not even City Skylines. I don't even know if that's an indie game. But what's the other one? Maxis. SimCity. Giant studio, probably
shittiest game ever made.
Ginormous budget. And the game, it's okay, it runs fine, blah, blah, blah. Crappy game, whatever. But then you got Banished. One guy created it, He wasn't answering to shareholders. It was him doing it. The game's great, and what is it, 200 megs? Something ridiculously small. I mean, like, that's the difference, though, is you have a corporate business running
But why wouldn't they do that more? That's what I'm saying. You can spend so little time and effort and money having like a small 5-man studio, or even a 1-man studio, make such an awesome game at such a small size, and millions of people will buy it.
Not really.
Not really? How many copies of fucking Banished were sold?
I mean, a lot, but...
Exactly. So it's a huge money maker, and the company would have spent hardly any money on it. There's like no budget there.
There was budget.
I mean, not like Battlefield 4 budget.
I'm just okay.
And Banished sold not as much as Battlefield 4, but for the amount of money spent, he made a shitload of money off of that game.
Yeah, I don't know the development hours and stuff like that, but I'm just saying that's the difference, though.
So why wouldn't companies do that, though?
Runs structure, which has a lot of overhead, blah, blah, blah. And then you have independent studios that's less overhead.
I mean, if it was me...
So they spend more time.
And I was a millionaire, and I wanted to make an investment, I would spend the money on putting it on like a small 5-man team that has heart and soul in a game, that can make a good game that's small.
Why don't you spend it on the 1-man team?
Well, okay, that's what I'm saying. 1-man team, 5-man team, whatever. 5-man team would make it that 1-man team that much faster, so it would get done quicker.
So why don't you have a 20-man team?
Don't need one for a 200 megabyte game.
It'd be faster.
But that's what I'm saying, though. You're making this retarded now. What I'm trying to say is that they don't need to spend tens of millions of dollars on making a game whenever they can spend that little bit of money on making that much smaller of a game that still sells just as good. So why would you not go that route? Why are you going for shareholders? Fuck the shareholders, go for the games, and you make the same amount of money.
I bet the majority of money spent on most like EA games and stuff like it's all advertising. The actual development of the game is probably pretty small.
They spend more money on advertising than they do the game, and the game sucks dick.
But they advertise it and hype it up and stuff.
I know, and retarded people buy into it.
I'm just saying, it's a difference between
fanboys.
You working and doing work, or you passionately doing something. There's a difference there.
I'm just saying, like, if it was me, I'd rather spend less money and making more money back than going into some huge budget game and then make it mediocre because you don't want to put the extra time into it.
Well, what's mediocre?
Battlefield 4 is pretty fucking mediocre.
Well, that's because the franchise is
for the amount of money they
stale.
put into it, that game failed so fucking hard.
Well, I mean, you're getting into different things, but it's like...
But it's not.
I'm trying to think of...
you went with the shareholders, you did what the shareholders wanted, and it fucking failed. Yeah, they made a lot of money, but it still was just a shitty franchise, just like Ubisoft. Ubisoft tried to go the cheaper route to make the biggest money, but now all it's going to do is just fuck them over in the long run because nobody wants to buy their shit anymore.
I don't know about that.
I guarantee it they lost at least a quarter of their business on the upcoming games.
I doubt it.
I don't. At least on the PC side.
Wait for E3 and
PC
watch the hype
sales.
over...
PC sales, I guarantee it, they lost at least 25-30%.
Look at what Rockstar did to the PC community and look at the sales it generated.
Because people knew that Rockstar was going to actually do what they said they were going to do. There's a lot more faith in Rockstar than there is in Ubisoft.
3 years for the game? It's the same exact game 3 years later. Yeah,
But it's not. They had to redo the entire thing in first person.
That's not that big of a deal.
Okay. Anyway, on to the next thing.
But I don't know. Whatever.
That is a huge mod, as you could say it would be, compared to what the consoles were doing. They had to do a lot of extra coding to do all of that shit. To redo all the interiors of every single vehicle in first person, all the buildings in first person. I mean, it does take different... It's different coding for all that stuff.
$1 billion company, it takes them 2 years to do that.
Well, think about it. Out of all the PC games, out of all the online PC games, or even not even online PC games, all the PC games that have released in the last 3 years, which one had the best launch? GTA 5.
Well, GTA 5 is probably one of the better selling games ever. But I'm just saying.
I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about sales. I'm talking about the least amount of bugs and the least amount of game-breaking shit on day one. GTA 5 pulled it off better than any other AAA title in the last like 3 or 4 years.
I don't know. I haven't paid attention that much to AAA releases.
Well, think about it. Ubisoft, The Crew, or whatever, the freaking Assassin's Creed Unity was absolutely broken for like the first like 2 or 3 weeks that it was available, and the first thing they fixed was the fact that you couldn't get to the shop to make them more money. That was the first thing they fixed. They didn't fix the game so people could play it. Then Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, was broken as shit when it first released. You have Watch Dogs, which was a complete flop when it first released. And all of these are AAA titles from a huge freaking company. Far Cry 4 had a bunch of huge game-breaking bugs when it first released. But then GTA 5 takes longer to make sure the game is polished, and then even stalls people out a little bit, and then releases the game, and there's like a few little bugs on the online thing, but the rest of it is 100% perfect and polished.
I'm not saying it's a bad game, but look at the development time.
That's fine. I'd rather have longer development time than a game that I can't play for the first 2 weeks that was hyped to no end. I don't care about your advertising. I don't care about your advertising. You advertise an amazing game and you give me shit that I paid $50, $60 for, I'm not going to buy your shit anymore. And so many people are not wanting to buy Ubisoft shit anymore.
They say that, but they still will.
Yeah, they probably will, but they lost... What I'm saying, though, is that they do lose sales by releasing a shitty game and following what the shareholders say. Like, a lot of people are very put off by Ubisoft's new Assassin's Creed... I don't even remember what the hell it's called anymore. The new Assassin's Creed game, everybody's pissed off about it because whenever Unity, or whatever it was, released, they said, we're going to spend a lot more time in between Unity and the next Assassin's Creed to guarantee that we have the best game release or game launch or whatever, and the best made game that we can possibly give our customers. And it's been less than a year and they're already going to release a new one.
Yeah, because they want to make money.
That's what I'm saying, though. So they lied. They don't give a shit about their customers, so the customers are stopping wanting to buy their products. So many more people are boycotting their products because they're tired of their bullshit.
They're still making money, so they don't really care. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Anyway, on the next thing. So Google is apparently trying to work on a fix for their high RAM usage, which I highly doubt they'll pull off because it's been shit for years. So they're working on better battery life apparently and resource management for mobile, and they're currently working on fixing the memory usage and memory leaks in the desktop version. So,
which is good.
There you have it.
They need to do that. They need to do some optimization, but
I still try Firefox, and Firefox is a pile of shit.
Yeah. I mean, Chrome runs fine, and they have the resources to spare, and it's fast and everything. That's like what they were saying in the article or whatever. They're like, they focus more on the performance of the browser, which,
right.
You know, if it's using more performance, it's
performance and security.
They didn't optimize it, I guess. They're worried. They were not worried, I guess, but they were working on the performance over anything. Yeah. So it's become bloated. There are memory leaks and stuff like that. Like I said, there's some. I know it's some extension that's in Chrome that has a huge memory leak. I don't know what it is. It might be like Hangout. I don't think it's Hangouts, but anyways, something in Chrome that I've talked about before, where it's used like 2 gigs of RAM. I close it, nothing changes. So some extension or some background app or something running in Google Chrome. So I'm sure bugs like that, but it might not always be specific to Chrome itself, like Google's portion of Chrome. So in some aspects they can fix it. I know they probably should focus a lot on it for the mobile platform, because battery life and stuff, because I know that's a major thing, especially with like I was talking with a friend today. Well, a guy at work, he uses an Apple laptop, and the battery life on those things are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Or
it's definitely one thing that Apple does
even
better.
Like, yeah, that's one thing they strive for, is making the user experience really good, and battery life's great on it, on the iPhones and everything that they do. Where
we should switch to Apple products.
Pretty much, but no, it's like
you're a great
they need to focus on that to help it out, rather than just focusing on performance. They need to make it light on its feet and stuff like that. So that'll be good. I'm down for them having using less memory, less resources. But to be honest, I have resources to spare, so I don't really care that much.
Yeah, not anymore. But like laptops and
my
stuff,
phone
it's annoying.
And stuff, yeah. The
Laptops
mobile stuff,
and all that, yeah.
And a laptop, yeah. I mean, it would be nice to get that, even if you can gain.
But I don't know, man.
5 to 8% battery life if they fix it. It'll help out.
I honestly think though, if Microsoft would allow you to change the default search engine in Edge, their new browser or whatever.
You can't change the default search engine?
Not right now, you can't. So it always resorts to Bing, of course.
Didn't they get sued for that before?
Yep.
Got sued because they included Microsoft.
What do they call that?
Stuff, or
what do they call that? Non-competitive something or other?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't. Yeah, well, I think they're getting away with it because it's still like a tech preview build. It's not like the final RTM. So once it goes final, there will probably be a way. But like right now, I think there's a new build actually that just released today that I might upgrade to.
That's what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to get people used to using Bing,
probably. But if they would allow you to the default search engine to be Chrome in Edge or whatever, I honestly think that I might switch to using that more. The only reason why I can say that I like Chrome better is because it's linked to all your shit already. Like I can go up and click the Gmail thing. I can go up and click my little face, and it'll take me to my Google Plus page or whatever. And it's all tied together. It's all an ecosystem, kind of like Apple has. So that's the only reason why I probably will end up staying with Chrome. But I will say that the Edge browser is definitely pretty badass. It's fast. Like stupid fast.
That's what, like, when we were reading that one article.
And supposedly way less memory usage as well, which I haven't really tested.
The browser engine, I didn't know they had engines, but I mean, I'm curious to see how it performs once I get Windows 10. But I'm a creature of habit, and that's the problem. So I'll probably continue to use Chrome unless Edge is far superior. I mean, the extensions and everything, I'm sure Internet Explorer, Edge now will have those extensions to make life easier and stuff like that, but we'll see. I mean, that's one of the things that I love about Google Chrome is it's just incredibly fast. Yeah. Even now, opening Chrome to opening Internet Explorer 11 or whatever it is on my Windows 7, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
Chrome instantly opens, and Internet Explorer takes a second, even with an SSD and stuff. It's those milliseconds that just make the user experience better. So that's why I can't figure out using a little bit more resources to do that, but in certain aspects, mobile and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of a running joke that Chrome just uses so much memory. So.
Which it's not that bad. I mean, considering that all the shit that I'm doing and all the stuff that I have open, it's only 3.9 out of my 16 gigs. Whatever, I'm good with that.
How much is Chrome using now?
I don't know. Let me see.
look at mine too.
Chrome is using. Oh, really? Chrome.
Probably.
Oh wait, no. There's all the processes down below.
Yeah, 3 gigs. No, not that much. Probably 1.5 gigs of.
Can you just look at just the one process?
No. Well, Chrome launches each individual process. Each tab and everything is individual, including all the background apps, I think.
It's kind of annoying.
Yeah. So I mean, that's how it runs.
I wish I could just. Yeah. I don't know. It's all over the place. Like some say like 191 megabytes. Some are, well, one's 523 megabytes. That's probably Twitch.
Yeah. So I mean, it uses quite a bit, but
it does. But I don't really care. I got so much freaking. I got gigs for days.
Yeah, we have resources to spare, so who cares?
The way I look at it,
performance. So
unused RAM is wasted RAM.
Exactly. Which is speaking like what we were talking about. I think I was watching Linus Tech show or whatever, his WAN show or whatever.
Yeah.
They were talking about DDR4 and
128 gigs. Oh my God.
128 gigs of
RAM. It's like
$1,200
worth of RAM or some shit like that, or $1,400.
I think it was like $2,400.
Maybe it was. It's like $2,200, $2,400.
Yeah. But anyways, I was like,
oh my God,
why would you need that much RAM? But then they were talking about like, oh, you could have a 100 gigabyte RAM disk.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that's as big as my SSD.
Yeah.
And it'd be like 1,000,000 times faster.
And they would still have 28 gigs of just using it for browsing or Chrome
for
and
regular RAM. So I'm like,
that's insane.
I can see that then.
Like you could use that. You could use that for like a scratch disk for doing like editing, and it'd be super freaking fast because it's freaking
load
RAM.
a game on there, and then instant load times.
Oh my God.
Instead of be limiting it to 500 megabytes a second, you'd have 200 gigabytes a second.
I have to.
How fast RAM is.
I have to say though, out of like watching all of his videos and watching here lately, I swear like 90% of their videos are just them bragging now. Like instead of just saying, "Hey, look at this software. We're gonna, hardware, whatever. We're gonna test it. We're gonna benchmark it." It's like they're doing, like they'll test out a case. Okay, they'll test out the tiniest little case, and they'll throw a fucking Titan X in it, and then they go, "Oh, well, it's an X99 board, so we can run the 5960X, which is already a $700 processor or whatever it is, $600 processor." And they're like, "Oh yeah," or actually I think it's like $800 processor, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can run that." He's like, "But why would we do that? Let's run the 18 core processor. That's like $5,000." And then they put that processor in there instead, and it's just like, okay, guys, we get it. All right, we get it. You got like...
Yeah, I mean, they are bragging. It's sensationalism.
It is, but it's like getting to the point now where it's extremely annoying now. Like I watch their videos and I'm kind of like, okay, you guys are just like really like rubbing it in people's faces now. So it's kind of like...
But, yeah, I mean, I can see...
It went from joking around to they just do it in every freaking video now. Like, it doesn't matter what it is they're talking about. They could just say, okay, well, we're going to do a benchmark on a game. Like, they were doing a benchmark, I think, on GTA 5. And for whatever reason, they took the 58, I think it was a 5820K that they have on their test bench or something like that. And they put the fucking 18 core processor in there just because they could. And it's like, really? Why? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's funny, but at the same time, it's getting a little... over the top now.
Jokes getting stale.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it for our real techie articles. A lot of these other ones I just kind of put on here because I really thought it was kind of cool that people did this here. I guess a sea turtle was found like pretty much lifeless and floating in the water, I guess, and he got hit by a boat propeller, and like half of his freaking face was like ripped off, I guess. So they brought him in to try to nurse him back to life or, whatever. And they called some company Beak Innovation. They do like a lot of 3D printing. And so they like 3D printed a freaking beak for this turtle. And he can like live in the wild again. Like they just gave him
food now.
Yeah, they just gave him his life back. I mean, that's crazy.
Indeed.
Absolutely amazing.
Bedazzled.
I know, dude. He looks like a fucking cyborg turtle. Oh, yeah, it's bedazzled. That's awesome. But yeah, I like what somebody said. Somebody down here at the very bottom. So he says, next up, they were going into the wild to find a Wolverine and give it adamantium claws, which I guess is what Wolverine, the actual X-Men guy's shit's made out of.
Indeed.
Could you imagine?
What would be funny though is just imagine, say, okay, whatever happens, in the next life cycle or whatever. Just say like us now excavating this creature. We're excavating this, and we see this like in the future. It's like, that's interesting.
You know what we'd say? This is like crazy technology now. What we would say in the future is like, what is this medieval bullshit?
But no, just say, okay, society gets wiped out and then it reboots or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Just 100 million years from now, we're going through, or not even that long, but you see this fossil, like, just say us, or like this happened before, and then, I don't know.
Society that would be pretty crazy.
Restart, blah, blah, blah. It's the fourth iteration of the Matrix, or whatever.
Is it metal or is it like a plastic? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying. It's a fossilized, and it's like, well, that's this or I guess it might be organic or something.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. It's not. It's not the turtle's face.
Here.
That would be pretty interesting.
What's going on? Yeah, just interesting. You think about weird things like that. But
somebody else says we can rebuild it. We have the technology better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. The $6 million sea turtle from the $6 million man. That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, 3D printing's amazing.
Dude, I swear. We talked about it last week with Kristen, but like 3D, if I had one of those little desktop 3D printers like Jerry has or whatever, Barnacules, dude, I'd be 3D printing all sorts of bullshit.
Not even just stupid stuff like that. There's a lot of useful things like this you can do, or just random things. Man, it's definitely an amazing technology.
It's just like he did a video that I watched today. I think he did it like maybe last week or 2 weeks ago or something. But I guess they took the first 3D printer up into space, right? So they're up in like the space station or something. They have like a desktop 3D printer up there now. But I guess the only material that they deemed okay to go for now is ABS. So it's like ABS monofilament or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the hell they call it. Stuff that comes out of the extruder. So it's ABS that they're allowed to use. Well, they had an issue where something needed to be fixed, but they didn't have a wrench, like a certain wrench that was needed to get to it.
So they made the tool.
So a company down here, like the small like 3-man group or whatever, designed a ratcheting wrench that could be all 3D printed in one piece, and it had a movable ratchet and the little flapper thingy that hooked onto the grooves or the gear or whatever. And they designed it all up in CAD or whatever, and then 3D printed this thing, and NASA actually collaborated with them to tell them the specs and the sizes and everything. And they actually gave them, after NASA said, yes, this is exactly what they need or whatever, they sent the CAD file to them up in the space station, and the dude printed it on the 3D printer, and it fucking worked. Like, he went in there and just and fix the thing that he needed, and it's like, that's the fucking craziest thing ever. Like, just think about that, it's like, I'm a gear or whatever busted on my camera, or something busted out on this or whatever. You can just go over and like 3D print something up and it's fixed.
Yep.
Absolutely awesome, nuts, man. I know, it's crazy. And like some of the 3D, like the really good 3D printers, man, the detail and like it's so amazing how fine it can do everything. Like, it's just crazy. So,
indeed.
And the last thing or whatever was another one that Kristen sent me today, because we both I fucking love science. We follow him on Facebook and stuff. But apparently L'Oreal wants to 3D print human skin for cosmetics testing, which everybody's loving because they don't want them, to test on animals anymore. But the one thing that I thought was really disgusting or weird is that apparently they've had a skin factory where they were growing and analyzing hundreds of thousands of samples each year from plastic surgery leftovers.
Yeah, and why not?
It's just weird. I mean, I get it, yeah. But at the same time, like, just think about it. It's like, oh, some lady goes in to get like a tummy tuck, and then they just like put the rest of her skin in like a cooler or whatever and send it off to these people. And
sell it off to
they paint fucking lipstick and shit all over it to see if it's going to cause skin bacteria or inflammation. It's just fucking weird. So I guess, this obviously isn't the first time that this has been a thing. So I guess some other companies have already been researching into this for, burn victims and stuff. So instead of doing skin grafts, they can just 3D print some fucking new skin for you and just slap it on your body, I guess.
It's going to be like the Fifth Element, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's be like, oh, there's this one living cell. Let's get the DNA and reprint the whole body.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude. But I guess they're planning to, they're aiming to automate the 3D printed skin production by 2020.
It's pretty crazy. That would be, just think about that. I think there's other movies like that where you get a wound and then they like...
Yeah, it shows a little laser.
It
shows the
skin back.
And tissue and veins and...
technically it's possible, I guess, but...
it would be a long time before that happens, I think. Like, you just go in for
there's more
an open wound, and it just sits there and prints all your blood vessels again. And because how would it know where your blood vessels were? Because they don't have like a.
Just make that shit up. It works fine. Who cares?
Like, they could probably 3D print it back over, but maybe it would have like no feeling there because it wouldn't be able to do all the nerve endings or something. Maybe.
I don't know. Well, you could probably reprint nerve endings. I
guess.
I'm sure. Yeah, if you did something reconstructive surgery like that, it'd have to be like based off of like stem cells or something like that. Like something with your own DNA, of course.
I'm just thinking about like
stuff like that, but it'd just be. It's ridiculous if you think about it. We're going into that direction.
I know.
It's just mind-blowing.
Pretty crazy. But so that's pretty much it. I don't know. Tomorrow my Ergotech triple monitor stand comes in tomorrow.
Dude,
so I'll be doing I will most likely be doing, I figured what I'm going to do is I got to re-download that program or that software that I use to do time lapse with my, because I don't really want to do it with a shitty camera. So I'm probably going to re-download that program that does the time lapse with my SLR. You like hook it up via USB or whatever, and you can set it to 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 1 second, whatever. And then
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Yeah, I don't know how long I should do it for though. Because I don't want it to be like extremely jumpy, like where I'm like here. But at the same time,
I definitely do it like personally, probably every second or every half second.
That quick? It'd be like a movie.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I mean. How long is it
sensor would probably explode?
Set it all up.
I don't know. Every video I've seen or whatever, it's like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, so 10 minutes.
Because you literally take out the big flat base, you take out the pole. You put the pole in, you screw it in.
Just say 10 minutes, that's 600 seconds, right?
Oh my god.
600 seconds and 30 frames a second.
Yeah.
You just do the math up, and it's like...
But wouldn't I do 60 frames per second? Because that's what the rest of my video is going to be?
Whatever you're going to do, just, think of how long that takes.
How does that work?
What do you mean? I'm trying to think. How long do you want this time lapse to fit into?
I don't know.
So you have 10 minutes, and you want to fit it down to a minute, right? So it's 10-to-1 compression, give or take.
Yeah, it'd probably be more like a 15-minute video, 12 to 15 minutes. Because the whole plan is to...
I'm going to bust out the calculator because I can't do math right now. I'm too tired.
The plan is to...
15
is to videotape me unboxing it and setting all the pieces out and explaining what pieces come in the box, first of all. Then it's going to be, and then I'm going to say something along the lines of, now we're going to build it. And then it's going to cut to a time lapse of me running all over the fucking place and show it just kind of like becoming something on my desk. And then it's going to cut to a video again of the final product with it all set up. All the monitors on it set up and me talking about it and explaining how I like it, blah, 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 and all that kind of crap. Because, I mean, it's the thing is like 90% already together. Like, it's literally like the big base, the main pole in the middle, and then you have the arms that go out, and you literally just slide it over top of the pole and then tighten it up to whatever height you want it to be at, and you're pretty much done. Now all you got to do is just mount the VESA mounts and then clip them on to where they go. Yeah. And it's that easy.
I thought, don't you hard mount the monitors?
Mm-mm. They clip on. Oh. They have like a angled bracket on it, and so like it goes in and then it clips in, and then when you want to take it off, you just pull up this little plunger like thing, and then it can come out of the groove. But it's crazy though. This thing was like originally introduced like 5 years ago. I mean, there's not a whole lot of technology behind it, of course, but this thing was introduced like 5 years ago, and it's still rated as the best triple monitor stand that you can buy. And there's like been hundreds of them that have come out since. So
it's pretty good.
I've always wanted one. Like ever since I got the triple monitor set up, I've always wanted this stand, and I just never thought about buying it. But now that I, had an extra $100 laying around from doing IT related work, I figured I'd throw it back into IT related things. So
plus you can make a video.
Make a video off of it, and oh my god, the amount of desk space that it unlocks is ridiculous, because I can put shit underneath the monitors, like my speakers out of the way.
Yeah.
No ugly stands everywhere. I can hide the wires all down behind the one main pole.
Yep.
It's gonna be pretty badass.
Indeed.
I'm stoked.
That's one thing I want a triple monitor setup, but like even just monitor height. I realize now, it's I'm looking down at the monitors and stuff. I want to raise them up. I'd like to move it a little closer when playing games like Counter-Strike and stuff like that, when I'm trying to get them headshots on long dust too.
And that's one thing I like about this too, is because
little things like that.
It's on a base. It's still on a base that I can slide around on the table. So if I wanted to pull the whole thing closer to me, I still technically could, because I think the steel base or whatever is it's thick, but it's not crazy thick. Like it's not even as thick as a cell phone. It's like I don't know how thick you could really say it is. It's like maybe
a quarter inch.
Yeah, it's like maybe a little less than a quarter of an inch, but it's really thin actually. Like you could easily slide your keyboard up over top of it to get it out of the way if you wanted to. Most people, like I'll have my center channel speaker on it, but like I could still slide it closer. Whereas a lot of those other mounts, they like either drill into the desk or they clamp onto the back of the desk, and then you can't move it at all unless it's like one of those arm ones.
Yeah.
Which a triple arm one would be pretty badass, because then you could just grab it and like pull it right into your face, bust crazy headshots, and then move it back.
Yeah.
So that would be
that's like
cool.
I was thinking for my triple monitor setup would be, maybe I should do like a mosaic or whatever you want to call it, like a wraparound surround style. Like maybe I should have the one monitor, the gaming monitor up close so I could see it, and then have the one set off back, and then maybe one up high or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do for the setup. I'll probably just end up doing the standard surround setup, but that way it's super easy for the desktop.
Yeah.
The mouse. And
you don't have to go, oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Over here. So yeah, I don't know. And that's another thing too, because you only have one base, so like you wouldn't have to worry about getting like an extra large desk.
Yeah.
I mean, it would look a little weird, I guess, maybe overhanging on a small desk, of course, but you don't have to worry about it because you only have one base to pay attention to, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So I'm really stoked about it though, because I've kind of gotten my monitors to where they're somewhat the right height, but it's like that's what I like about it, because the middle one just snaps on, and then the outer ones snap on, but they have like a little adjustable knobs on top, so you can raise them up and lower them down, so you can fine tune it and get it exactly where you want it.
Perfect. Yeah.
You can Of course, all this information is going to be in the video, but I think you can angle it up 20 degrees and down 10 degrees. And you can rotate it 360 degrees all the way around. So I can put them all in portrait and game that way, which I won't do. Which I might actually try to do just for the fun of it.
Just for fun.
Just to see what it does, but I don't know. But yeah, I do like the fact that, like, if I really wanted to, I can have the main monitor that way and then put the two side ones, in portrait for whatever reason. And then it's like, because of the way that it's on that clamp or whatever, you literally just like lift up the weight of the monitor and you can slide it. So like if I wanted to spin it into portrait, I could just like pull up on the bottom of the freaking monitor and slide it to where it's flush with the other two monitors. So it's a lot of possibilities with it. It's very versatile.
That's another reason why I want to buy 3 of those monoprice monitors. It's because they have the stands where you can raise it up, lower it down.
The fully adjustable stands are nice.
Do the portrait or the
one thing I don't like about these monitors that I have here is that the stand is just it's where it's at and that's it.
Yeah, and it's so short too.
Like I don't know if it's it's only like 2.5 inches or so from like the top of my desk to the bottom of the monitor. Yeah. So I can't even slide like my 3.5 inch tall speakers under it. So that's kind of annoying. And like the way I sit when I game, I have to look down.
Yeah.
So I can raise it up to where it's eye level, so I can like actually use the back of my chair and have it eye level in game. But the only thing I could see is maybe it'll get in the way of my lamp, but it'll be fine.
Just stuff.
Yeah, it'll be fine. But I don't know. I'm really super stoked about it though. I can't wait to fuck around with it tomorrow.
Yep, will be good.
Tomorrow night. I don't know if I want to do it tomorrow night. Like I told myself like I'm gonna bring it in, set the box somewhere, and I'm gonna wait until the weekend. Night. I'm going to wait until the weekend.
We should game tomorrow night because I'm going to be gone all weekend.
Oh, do you need help? You never told me.
If you want. I mean...
Or your sister?
We should be all right. Well, yeah, everyone's going to be...
Or are you going to tweak your back again like an old man?
Probably. Most likely. But awesome. If you could help Monday, that'd be great. When we're back in Malabar.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If you want me to help there, I can help there for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have a problem with going up to South Carolina, but it's...
If you want to, I mean, you're more than welcome to come up.
I mean, if you already have enough people, then I got plenty of shit that I can do here. So
yeah, no, we should be able to handle it up there.
So you're going up there Friday then?
Yeah, we're going up there Friday night. So that's why tomorrow night we should game.
Okay, yeah.
Is off.
Fuck, man, you're gonna make me wait a whole extra damn day. Oh, I can always film the unboxing of it and leave all the pieces on the workbench.
There you go.
I could
set it up.
I can start recording that at night. Oh, no. I'm not setting it up unless I have all the gear set up to catch all my footage, because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right.
No, just do it twice. No. Then you know what you're doing.
Oh my god,
like,
this is so amazing.
This working,
I'm going to take it all apart tomorrow.
Messing with this stupid part.
Yeah, no.
Indeed.
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it once.
But yeah, should be good though.
But yeah. So, anyway, I'm really surprised that our typical people didn't pop in today.
Yeah, they were just busy.
Yeah. All right. So anyway,
one thing I have to say though is I don't know if this new Twitch thing worked out better, but my stream never froze. Usually my stream freezes when I'm watching.
Freezes up or buffers like a son of a bitch, and we didn't have any way to test it to see how the latency was between.
No, I've been kind of like, watching my movements and see how fast it is. It's about 10 seconds, which is
a lot better than 30 or whatever it was.
Yeah, about half of what it was before, if not more. So,
but anyway, so yeah, like always, right. Oh. Shit, wrong way. That way. Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube is all Tektopia TV, so you can follow me on Twitter.